let's talk about Andrade El Idolo. On the summer blockbuster edition of AEW Dynamite, we saw Andrade confront Don Callis on two separate occasions regarding a world title shot opportunity. The first time you see it is when Don Callis is walking to the building with Kevin Knight. Andrade hopes that Don Callis is still focused on him and not too focused on Kevin Knight, who is a champion in AEW. Don Callis basically brushes off the notion that he's not playing too many favorites, although we all know that it's not the case. And basically tells Andrade that his time will come soon. The second instance is when MJF confronts the Don Callis family, especially Don Callis, about providing 5 of his guys to the 616 steel cage match at Forbidden Door. And after receiving a large sum of money in a briefcase, Don Callis says he can take any picks from the Don Callis family. Of course, Kevin Knight offers his services for a title shot, which displeases Andrade so much so that before the segment is over, Andrade keeps Don Callis for a moment, explaining that he feels frustrated about not getting a world title shot, especially MJF's world title shot. And Don Callis basically says, there's a lot of talented people in the group. He's one of them. It'll come soon. We're talking about Andrade El Idolo today because I'm wondering what would be the straw that breaks the camel's back, in the sense of how does Andrade leave the Don Callis family, or is there another underlying that comes with it? I'm thinking if he does leave the Don Callis family, it would probably come at Forbidden Door, seeing that he is holding an IWGP championship, and in hopes of getting not only through to Don Callis about his intentions of a world title shot, but getting it through MJF that there will be a time in which he has to face Andrade for the belt, if that time does come. Another part of me thinks that if Andrade does decide to stay with Don Callis, I think he is going to take the initiative in that 616 steel cage match, potentially beating Mark Briscoe's team and inserting himself into a world title opportunity by helping MJF. Those are probably the two biggest things that come out of it. Both of those would eventually lead to him getting dropped by the Don Callis family. Whether that is having lost the world title opportunity or by other various means, Kevin Knight being so fixated on MJF that it just cost Andrade a title shot, so on and so forth. But this is probably one of those storylines that could easily bloom into something far bigger than what is going on right now. So we'll have to see what happens in between now and Forbidden Door, whether or not Andrade has had enough from Don Callis.